Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Monday, June 4th. Here we go. Some more laws about Natilas Yadayim. You're going to be very excited to hear these because these are some leniencies, some kulas that are allowed totally in halacha. And just in case they make you nervous because they're going to be so lenient, I'll just tell you that they're coming from a wonderful book called the Monthly Halacha Discussion. This is by Rav Neustadt. And these are some of the things that he says we're allowed to do during Natilas Yadayim. Number one, you are allowed, if necessary, to use a paper cup. That's the good news. Also, if you're really desperate, not even if you're desperate, you're also allowed to use those cone-shaped cups. You know, the kinds that are sometimes found at water containers, and they have a point at the bottom and they can't stand up on their own. You're still allowed to use them for the washing of your hands. Now, when it comes to things like narrow-shaped bottles, like a Coke bottle, and you want to use that to wash your hands, that's a little bit more questionable. The reason that anything with a narrow opening is questionable is because we need the full revius, that full measure of water, to land on your hand full force. And when you pour them out of those kinds of bottles, because they're so narrow, they don't come out full force onto the hand, so those are problematic, although you could use it if you're in a desperate situation. Although, if you are using those, it is best to try to be careful that each pour comes out in an uninterrupted flow. And you know, when you turn over a Coke bottle and just do it like that, sometimes the flow is interrupted because air is gushing in as water is gushing out. So you might want to do it kind of sideways so the flow onto the hand is uninterrupted. Then it's going to be permissible to do it that way, to use a narrow thing, but a narrow bottle is still not the most preferable. Please always make sure that the cup has no cracks, especially over the edges where you're pouring onto your hand. And now let's go over to the drying. As far as drying your hands on other people's clothing, there's a famous Gemara that kind of shows that that's not an acceptable thing to do. What if you want to dry your hands with an electric dryer and not actually with a towel or paper? Believe it or not, that's also in this Sefer. That is allowed. Although please realize that if you're thinking of using the dryer in a bathroom, that could be problematic because you're really supposed to make the bracha before you dry your hands, and how are you going to do that if you're in a bathroom? But anyway, if you're outside and you want to use some kind of dryer, that is okay. It does not have to be a towel. And believe it or not, the halacha also is that you can let your hands air dry. That's okay too, but you must make certain that your hands are dry before you start eating the food. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.